Jai Gurudev student. Today we will take metallic or interstitial hydrides. So D block elements of group 3, 4, 5 and 10, 11, 12. So D block starts from 3 to 12. These are the 6 groups we are considering. And some F block elements form metallic hydrides. In group 6 only chromium form metallic hydride CrH. So chromium is the only metal which from group 6 form hydrides. Now the metals of the groups 7, 8, 9 do not form hydrides, and this is called hydride gap. The hydride shows properties similar to the metal from which it is formed. So these hydrides form the similar metal property from which it is formed. So these are also called metal hydrides. So actually what happens, earlier it is thought that these hydrogen atoms occupy the interstitial position, so they are also called interstitial hydride. But the recent studies shows that except the hydrides of nickel, palladium, cerium and actinium, other hydrides of this type, lattice is different from the metal hydride. So maybe lattice is different. If you have something lattice is hexagonal, all these things that may differ in the metal hydrides. Properties: these are hard and have metallic luster, conduct electricity and have magnetic properties. Now about density of these hydrides are lower than that of the crystal lattice, because they are, due to inclusion of hydrogen, their size expands. These hydrides are non-stoichiometric. Non-stoichiometric means the stoichiometric ratio is not maintained. Fixed ratio, there is no fixed ratio. Lanthanum hydride 2.87, this zirconium hydride 1.3 to 1.75. It is found that the amount of hydrogen varies with respect to temperature and pressure. Means hydrogen may increase or decrease with respect to temperature and pressure. Now next point in this one, uses of these hydrides. Now these hydrides can absorb or occulate, means absorption or occultation, same word, large volume of hydrogen due to the formation of interstitial hydrides. But the amount of hydrogen absorbed depends on the physical state of the metal. For example, colloidal platinum having more surface area absorbs more amount of hydrogen than the normal palladium, which absorb platinum more than that of the platinum, then gold, then nickel. Now one another point is that if we take red hot palladium is cooled in hydrogen. Now if you take the red hot palladium and if you cooled it in the hydrogen, then it absorbs 937 times more hydrogen in its surface compared to its own volume. So this much hydrogen it can trap. This may be used to separate, this process may be used to separate hydrogen and deuterium from helium. If there is a mixture of hydrogen, deuterium, helium, then hydrogen and deuterium separates from the helium. And on heating that palladium metal to high temperature, and hydrogen releases. So we are getting the hydrogen, and that can be used as a source of energy. Now hydrogen in presence of nickel, palladium, platinum, hydrogen oblique nickel, hydrogen oblique platinum, hydrogen palladium, it is used in the catalytic reduction or hydrogenation. So these things also you have to remember. Next one, molecular or covalent hydrides. These are formed by the p block elements and some s block elements. S block elements example is your beryllium hydride, magnesium hydride, because beryllium and magnesium electronegativity is more or less same to the hydrogen, so they will form the covalent bonds. Now if the s block elements forms, the formula will be your XHN, where the s block elements, and if the p block elements form, formula is XH8 minus n. This is the p block elements. where n is the number of valence electrons. Now n is the number of, if I take nitrogen, and nitrogen valence electron is 5, so NH3 will be formed. If I take oxygen, valence electron is 6, so OH2 is formed. Now nomenclature, what you have to in suffix you have to add ANE is used. Actually, if phosphorus is there, this is phosphane. If arsenic is there, this is arsine. So like that, PH3 name is phosphane, NH3 name is azane. Although it is used as ammonia, name is commonly named is ammonia. SiH4, this is silicon. From that one, name is coming silane. SnH4, name is stannane. GeH4, name is germane. And B2H6, 2 boron. If 1 boron, it is borane, and 2 boron, it is diborane. Now classification of molecular hydrides, depending on the number of electrons, they are divided into 3 types. One is electron deficient hydrides of group 13. For example, BeH3, borane, AlH3, etc. do not have sufficient number of electrons to form normal covalent bonds. If I take the example of BH3, the 6 electron around boron, so it is electron deficient. Electron deficients are considered as Lewis acid. Now electron precise hydrides of group 14, CH4, SiH4, GeH4, SnH4, PbH4 have exact number of electrons to form covalent bonds. 2 plus 2 plus 2 plus 2 is 8 electrons, so this is called electron precise. Next one is electron rich hydrides. Now the hydrides of group 15, 16, 17, NH3, H2, HF, etc. have more number of electrons to form normal covalent bonds. If I take nitrogen, it is 2, 5 valence electron, it will form 3 covalent bonds, 1 lone pair. If oxygen 2, 6, it will form 2 covalent bond with 2 lone pair. 2, 7, it is form 1 covalent bond with 3 lone pair. Now if I consider the example of NH3, due to the presence of this lone pair, they behave as Lewis base. Water, HF, these things are behaves as Lewis base. Now next point is that the lighter element of group 14, 15, 16. Lighter element means carbon for group 14, nitrogen for group 15, oxygen for group 16, form polynuclear hydrides by self-linking, or this property of self-linking is also called catenation, and catenation power of carbon is high than nitrogen than oxygen. More amount of compound will be formed by carbon. This is C2H6, C3H8, C4H10, C5H12, these things. Nitrogen we have N2H2, and for oxygen we have H2O2, H2O3, etc. Thank you.